Hi friends, hope all of you are fine and safe. Today I am going to explain one of the important fundamental law in economics, that is the law of diminishing marginal utility. Before going to the lesson, I request all of you to subscribe my channel, PK's Economic Channel. My channel named as PK's Economic Channel. So all of you have to support my channel by subscribing and press the bell icon to get the new notification. So let us go to the lesson. The law of diminishing marginal utility. Marginal utility means the addition made to the total utility. You know the meaning of utility. The want satisfying power of a commodity is called a utility. Want satisfying power. Want satisfying power of a commodity is called utility. Am I correct? Want satisfying power of a commodity is called utility. If you purchase a thing, or if you eat an apple, suppose, if you eat an apple, you will get a satisfaction. That is called utility. So here the law of diminishing marginal utility, first of all, formulated H. Goss. An Austrian economist. H. Gaussen, an Austrian economist, formulated this law in 1854. H. Gaussen, an Austrian economist, formulated this law in economics in the year 1854. That is why this law is known as Gaussen's first law of consumption. Gaussen's first law of consumption, given the economist called this law as Gaussen's first law of consumption. But this law, the law of diminishing marginal utility, this law's credit goes to Marshall. Credit goes to Marshall. Alfred Marshall. Because he perfected this law on the basis of cardinal analysis. According to Marshall, the law of diminishing marginal utility, it means a consumer's utility we can measure into cardinal numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4. So the base of law of diminishing marginal utility is human wants are unlimited. Human wants are unlimited and satiable. Here we have to understand the characteristics of human wants. to learn about the law of diminishing marginal utility. Human wants are unlimited. We have so many wants are one after another. At any time, our wants will not be completed. So human wants are unlimited at the same time. It is satisfiable. Satisfiable means we get a satisfaction. If we use a commodity or a goods, we will get a satisfaction. That is meaning here satisfiable. So let us go to the definition. The definition given by Marshall. The additional benefit which a person derives, according to Marshall, the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase of his the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase of his stock of a thing diminishes DIMI diminishes with every increase in the stock, with every increase in the stock that he already has. So once again, the additional benefit which a person derives, additional benefit, a consumer consumes one more unit, that time he gets an additional benefit or satisfaction which a person derives from where? From a given increase of his stock of a thing. That stock of a thing diminishes, decreasing with every increase in the stock that he already has. A definite stock of a good. So here, according to Marshall, the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase of his stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. This definition given by Marshall. Now, we have to go to the assumptions. The law of diminishing marginality is worked out with the following assumption. First of all, utility can be measured. Utility can be measured, such as 1, 2, 3, and so on. The second important assumption is the marginal utility of money. Marginal utility of money of the consumer remains constant. The marginal utility of money of the consumer remains constant. It means constant means without changing. The money will not increase, will not decrease, constant level without changing. So first of all, again, utility can be measured in cardinal numbers such as 1, 2, 3. The second important assumption, the marginal utility of money of the consumer remain constant. The third important assumption, that is a consumer should be a rational. Consumer should be a rational consumer. Rational consumer. His aim is to attain maximum satisfaction with minimum expenditure. Sorry, remains with minimum expenditure. He want to get maximum satisfaction. A consumer will be a rational one. Rational means sensible. Then understandable. He know his position, his money position he know. His satisfaction position he want to know. All these things he want to understand. That is the meaning here, rational. So a consumer should be a rational consumer. His aim is to attain maximum satisfaction with minimum expenditure. Okay. And the next important means the fourth important assumption, that is the size of the commodity. Size of the commodity should be homogeneous. Homogeneous or uniform. Another important assumptions of law of diminishing marginal utility is that the size of the commodity should be homogeneous or uniform. Means the size should not increase, should not decrease. A prescribed size, a well-defined size of each commodity, size of should not increase, should not decrease. That is the fourth important assumption. And also, the fifth important assumption about the time period. The consumption should be continuously. Consumption of the commodity. The consumption of the commodity or goods must take place continuously. The consumption of the commodity or a good must take place continuously in a given period of time. It means the consumption should be take place continuously in a given period of time. There should not be a very long time gap. And last important assumption, that is the taste preference, color of the commodity will not be changed. The taste, color preference of the consumer will not be changed. The weight of the commodity will not be changed in a uniform way. So these are the important assumptions of law of diminishing marginal utility. Once again, utility utility can be measured such as 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Secondly, the utility, marginal utility of the money of the consumer remain constant. There will not be the money level of the consumer always remains constant without changing. A consumer should be a rational consumer and his aim is to attain maximum satisfaction with minimum expenditure, and the size of the commodity should be homogeneous or uniform, and the consumption of the commodity must take place continuously in a given period of time. It means there will not be time gap will not be. The taste preference and the income of the consumer remain constant. The commodity, all these will not be changed. Okay. Now next, this law we can explain with the help of a table and a diagram. A consumer, suppose a consumer, you want to consume 7 apples. Consumer want to consume 7 apples. Here, when a consumer consumes one after another apple, what will be the changes that we can see with this illustration? Now listen here, units of apple. Here, total utility, marginal utility. Units of apple number 1. Total utility 20. A consumer first consumes first unit of apple, he gets total utility 20. Marginal utility also derives 20. Because the first apple number 1. Suppose if you are also feeling very hungry, somebody give you 7 apples. You eat first apple. You got total utility satisfaction 20. Marginal utility also 20. Because the first apple gives satisfaction total utility 20. Second apple consumed. Total utility increase 35. That day marginal utility 50. Marginal utility means the incremental increase. The incremental increase in utility. So, third one, total utility 45. It means 35 minus 20, 15. Marginal utility derives from total utility. First apple 20, second utility 35. So 35 minus 20, he got marginal, here marginal utility became 15. Like that only here. Third apple consuming time, total utility became 45. And he got a marginal utility here will be 10. Fourth apple consuming time, total utility 50. What will be the marginal utility here? 5. 50 minus 45, 5. Units of apple, fifth one, consuming the same total utility, 50. It means total utility not increasing, the same level. Here, marginal utility will be 0. 50 minus 50, 0. Sixth apple he consumed. His total utility decreasing, 45. Marginal utility minus 5. One more, the last apple he consumed. Total utility again decreasing into 35. What will be here? Marginal utility minus 10. From this table we can understand a consumer gets total utility in a diminishing rate. Total utility increasing but in a diminishing rate, that is the point. The total utility of the consumer while consuming one more unit of apple, total utility increasing but it is diminishing rate. At the same time, the marginal utility decreasing, 20, 15, 10, 5, 0 level, 0 marginal utility and minus level come. So here, total utility increasing in a diminishing rate, marginal utility decreasing. So this table we can make a diagram with the help of this table. Here OY axis represent total utility and marginal utility. OX units of apple, number of apples. Total number of apples in our table 7 are there. The consumer consumes first apple, 20 utility gets 20. The second apple consuming time 35. Third apple consuming time 45. Fourth apple consuming time 50. Fifth apple consuming time total utility also 50. Sixth apple consuming time total utility decreasing. How much? 45. And the sixth one, and the seventh one, 35. So here, total utility, this is total utility, T. Marginal utility, first apple consuming time 20, second apple consuming time 15. Third apple 10, 5, 0. So marginal utility curve. Marginal utility curve passes through 5. It means 20, 15, 20, 15, 10, 5, 0. Here, one more important point that you have to remember, that is marginal utility becomes 0. The total utility curve will be the zenith, the highest level. Total utility will be highest level. When marginal utility becomes 0 or negative, from 0 to negative, it is the negative portion. Negative. When marginal utility become negative, total utility began to diminish. Marginal utility become negative, total utility diminishing. So from this hypothetical example, it is clear that when a person consuming one more unit of a commodity or a good, his marginal utility decreasing and becoming 0 and negative. This is 0 utility. This is 0 utility. It means the law of diminishing marginal utility states that a consumer consumes more and more unit of the commodity, his total utility increasing but in a diminishing rate, and the marginal utility declining, diminishing and becoming 0 and negative. This is the brief explanation about the law of diminishing marginal utility. Just we can go through the criticism of this theory. Economists criticized this theory. First about the criticism. The criticism, first of all, it criticized this is an unrealistic assumption. This law is based on the unrealistic assumption. Second one, it is not possible, this law is not workable, indivisible commodity. This law is applicable only with the divisible commodity. Indivisible commodity is not possible to work out. And according to economists, utility cannot be measured. Utility cannot be measured in cardinal numbers 1, 2, 3 and so on. So it is an unrealistic assumption because why this become an unrealistic assumption? Because the consumer's satisfaction is a subjective. That is meaning consumer satisfaction is a subjective. Subjective means based on the feeling, based on the taste, based on the preference. The feeling, such as the feeling of a person, we can't measure. 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. That's why it is called an unrealistic assumption. In the case of an indivisible commodity, this law how to work? So for indivisible commodity, there are so many indivisible. The commodity which we cannot divide, that is called indivisible commodity. This is not possible. So utility cannot be measured in cardinal numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the main important criticisms and the importance of this law. The law The law of diminishing marginal utility is very important in economics. To formulate this law, to formulate the law of substitution, consumer surplus, the law of diminishing marginal utility is very important. This law is the fundamental basis of other economic laws. Other economic laws such as law of substitution, law of surplus, law of demand, yes, all these laws are all these laws base is the law of diminishing marginal utility. Another importance of this law is the finance minister levied the tax based upon this law of diminishing marginal utility. It means the law of diminishing marginal utility is applicable to levy the tax upon the taxpayers. Example, progressive income tax. Here, income tax is progressive tax. What is meant by progressive tax? Progressive tax, it means a person's income increasing time, his tax also will increase. It means rich person have to pay more tax, poor person have to pay less tax. So progressive tax is based upon the law of diminishing marginal utility. Rich person's marginal utility of the money will be low. Poor person's marginal utility of money will be high. So here progressive tax, the law is based upon progressive finance minister levy the tax based upon the law of diminishing marginal utility. Example, the progressive tax. The distribution of wealth. Another importance of this law of diminishing marginal utility, distribution of wealth. Distribution of wealth is based upon this law of diminishing marginal utility. Wealth should be distributed in a society or in a nation or in an economy on the basis of equal. Poor person have to get their share. Otherwise, what will happen? The wealth will be concentrated only in the hands of a rich. The economic welfare will not take place. So, the law of diminishing marginal utility is based upon the distribution of wealth is based upon the law of diminishing marginal utility. And next importance of the law of diminishing marginal utility, that is Adam Smith's a famous work, that is Wealth of Nation. An inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nation. There is a full name. An inquiry into the nature and causes. So in short, we can call it as a wealth of nation. In Wealth of Nation, Adam Smith says that diamond water paradox. Diamond water paradox. Briefly, this idea put forward by Adam Smith in his work Wealth of Nation. So what is known as diamond water paradox? All of you know that diamond is very precious, but it is not essential. What about water? Water is that much not precious, but it is very essential. Here the marginal utility of money, of diamonds, and the marginal utility of water entirely in an opposite direction. Diamond is precious, but it is not essential. Water is also precious, but it is essential. But what is the diamond is very rare. Water is not rare. Water is abundantly available. So much available. That is its marginal utility is very low. Whose marginal utility? The marginal utility of water is very low. The marginal utility of diamond is very high. But both are in an opposite direction. Which is diamond is not essential for life. Water is essential for life. That's why Adam Smith used a Quant's diamond water paradox. So these are the importance of this law of diminishing marginal utility. Now let us stop our class. All of you, I hope all of you understand this lesson. So all of you have to subscribe my channel, and you will get the more notification in which I will upload the new videos to this. So all of you, thanks all of you.